Spain.
Let's go, Lakers!
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
We ballin', but it's purple, hard as gold, baby. We ballin', ain't nobody in the world that can stop us.
LA, I got us. Who with me? Let's roll.
Oh yeah, you already know.
You know what they yell when they see me?
Hurling, go, hurling, go.
This is Dying's on my way to the
Slam dunk.
Gonna hate her like who
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Champions of the spot. Watch how they watch us. Meet me at the top.
LA, baby.
Nah, we ain't gon' stop. LA be like, Lakers fans like, LA be like.
We ballin', ain't nobody in the world that can stop us. We ballin'. It's all purple and gold, baby. It's all purple and gold.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Lakers crew. How you guys doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Salute to all of you. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are blessed. I hope you guys are safe. We all know the times that we're living in now. So I hope all of you guys are doing, being safe out there. I hope you guys are safe. I'm sending you guys well wishes from myself, from Lakers Bryce, he's not with us tonight. The Lakers got so many guys on the protocol and now injuries. They called Lakers Bryce. They flew him to Chicago. They need him to suit up tomorrow. So Lakers Bryce is not with us tonight. The Lakers need him to get on the court tomorrow because they're out of players. They're running out of players. So they called us up. Lakers over everything. We know you guys, you guys cover the Lakers. You guys are big fans of the Lakers, but can we borrow your co-hosts? Can we borrow one of you guys? Can one of you guys come out and, suit up for us? Because we don't got nobody else. So Lakers Bryce is in Chicago suiting up for our Lakers tomorrow. I'm just playing. But no, he's not with us tonight. He's with his family. But I hope you guys are well. But for myself, from Lakers Bryce, from all of LOE, we just wish you guys well wishes. We wish you guys happy holidays. And we just want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for 2,000 subscribers. I woke up this morning and I seen that. I'm very stoked about that, very happy about that. So thank you. We couldn't do it without all of you. So thank you. We do this for all of you. We do this because we're fans, right? We're fans of the purple and gold. Purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. We bleed purple. Our hearts beat gold, baby. So it's always Lakers over everything. So just shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for your love and support. It's been outstanding. It's been amazing. So once again, thank you for 2,000 subscribers. If we could send 2,000 thanks, thank you times 2,000. Thank you to all of you. So shout out to all of you. Once again, happy holidays from myself and Lakers Bryce. From the entire LOE family, from our family to yours, happy holidays. The countdown is real now. We're 1 week away from Christmas. 1 week away from Christmas. 1 week away from Christmas, you guys. Man, that thing came fast, didn't it? But so we're just praying that you guys have an amazing holidays. You guys are enjoying your holidays, and you guys are staying safe. That's the most important thing. Love your family, be with your family. And if you ain't got no family, come hang out with us here. We'll be your family, LOE, your LOE family, your Lakers family, Lakers Nation, Lake Show. Yeah. So come hang out with us. We'll be your family. But once again, happy holidays to all of you. Once again, I'm riding solo tonight because the Lakers got all these injuries. They got all these guys on the protocol. So Lakers Bryce, they flew him to Chicago. He got to suit up tomorrow night. They need him out there to be on the court. So my co-host, they stole my co-host from me, and he's in Chicago because they need him. But once again, purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride, baby. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It's the Lakers over everything. All right. The Lakers aren't in the best of moods right now. We're coming off a loss last night. We were looking real good. But we came into last night on a 3-game win streak. Minnesota, if you didn't know, Minnesota Timberwolves We were riding a 3-game winning streak. Won like seven out of our last 10. We were 3 games above 500, and it looks like we were, on the up and up. Things was starting to look nice. And then last night happened. We go to Minnesota. First, it's just been a hell of a week. With this protocol, all these guys on the protocol list. Just every 30 minutes, it seemed like someone new was on the protocol. It all started, earlier in the week with THT. Right before we went on a road trip, THT was on protocols, right? The health and safety protocols. So he was out. And then later on that night, Malik Monk and Dwight Howard were added to it. So we were down 3. Then the next day, Russell Westbrook was added to the protocol list. And he was taken off, thank God, so we got him back. But then Avery Bradley was added. And then THT, the hero, fresh off his game-winning 3 against Dallas to give us that overtime win. The next day he goes into protocols and he's out. So it's just been, it's been a tough week. It's been a tough week, not just for us, for the entire league. There's a huge outbreak, not just the league, but the sports world, the world in general, we're back wearing masks here and, we're not back. We've been wearing masks, but, they had lifted the mandate. Now the mandate is back. So now it's mandatory. So it's been crazy. So once again, we're talking sports, but bigger than sports, your health, your safety, your family. So, you guys be safe out there, right? Please, please, please be safe. Continue to take all the proper, the precautions, whether you're vaccinated or you're not vaccinated, whatever the case may be. Still stay safe, still wash your hands, still wear masks, still try to keep your distance. I know it's tough. We want to get back to our everyday life and everything, but it's tough. But just stay safe, guys, because we want you guys here. Tupac Biggie, what up, brother? Glad to see you. How you doing? Welcome, man. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're safe out there. We're just talking about everything that's going on. It's hitting the Lakers. It's hitting the sports world. It's hitting the world in general, the times that we're living in. So Tupac Biggie, I hope you guys are being safe, man, wherever you're at. And, salute to you. Happy holidays to you, my brother. So glad to see you once again. We're just here wrapping things up, talking about the Lakers, the state of the Lakers, what's going on. And Lakers, they're coming off an L, Things were starting to look good, man. We were 3-game win streak, 7 of our last 10. It looked like we was turning the corner. And then, boom, Minnesota happened. We lose to Minnesota last night, 92-110. It was the second game of a 3-game road trip. Dallas, we went to Dallas, took care of business overtime. Then we went to Minnesota. We lost, and this road trip concludes tomorrow in Chicago. We can get back. Our boys can get back home to LA. But we fell last night, 92-110. Our record dropped to 16-14. So just 2 games over 500 now. And we're sitting at 6th in the Western Conference. So 6th in the Western Conference. We got to start winning some games. We got to start moving up in those standings. We need to finish around 3, that 3 spot. That'll be real nice. But, we got some time to talk about that. So we'll talk about that a little bit more, as the season progresses. But the big news of the game, AD, Anthony Davis. Anthony Marshawn Davis. Happy holidays, brother. I hope you and your family's doing well. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. We are doing well. The kids are getting excited. We're trying to do what we do, get ready, for next weekend, right? As we all are. So as you guys are out there doing your shopping, stay safe. But so AD, that's the big news of the game, the big news of the night, the big news of the day. So AD got hurt last night. We've heard that a few times before, haven't we? But actually, he topped it. He got hurt 2 times, not just once. He got hurt 2 times. So earlier in the game, he rolled his ankle, tweaked his ankle, whatever. He went out. We didn't know if he was going to return. He came back the next quarter, came back in. But then in the third quarter, we had a more serious injury. One of the guys Did a flop job, right? Flopped off of LeBron, offensive foul they called. It was a flop job. And boom, went right into AD's knee. A grown man fell right into a 7-footer's knee. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that is dangerous right there. So that's what happened, and he left the game. And let's just dive right in. If you don't know, the news broke a couple hours ago that AD. So first, the good news. There's no it was pretty bad. The injury is pretty bad. In fact, if you haven't seen it, let me get it up here for you guys so you could check it out. It wasn't nice, guys. It was kind of scary. It was kind of scary, pretty scary. But let me get it up here for you guys in case you haven't seen it. That AD injury. Let me find it for you. Here it is, right here. Let's check it out. It's kind of bad, y'all.
James and Davis. Oh, geez. Oh, and they're going to call LeBron for the offensive foul, the 4th of the game for him.
And then again, that push off through the defender.
So yeah, there goes that bad injury to AD's knee, his right knee, left knee, right knee. I don't know, one of his knees. You see, the guy did a little flop job. LeBron pushed him a little bit. He flopped, fell right into his knee. Kind of similar to what happened to LeBron, man, last year. Remember? But let's not reminisce about that. Kind of messed up our season, but so that happened to AD. He tried to get up, he tried to walk it off, but no, it wasn't. He couldn't shake it off.
Right ankle injury earlier, and now a left knee injury for Davis.
It looks like it's starting to loosen up at every step he takes. I think he's saying he's all right. Just a little tweak.
So you see him there. It looks like he was trying to shake it off. He was trying to tough it out, which I do give him respect for this year. That's one of the things. Well, since he's been a Laker, when he was in New Orleans, the smallest of things, he would sit out, be out for a week, right? And the Lakers, since he's been here, he's kind of fought through some things. Of course, we had last year, but this one he tried to shake it off. He couldn't. He even went to the tunnel. This was scary right here. When they sent me this clip, I saw this. Kind of worried. I didn't watch I missed the second half of the game. I had work and meetings and stuff, but so I missed the injury live, but I was listening to it on the radio. I heard about it, and when I saw this clip, though,
right ankle injury earlier, and now a left knee injury for Davis.
It looks like it's starting to loosen up at every step he takes. I think he's saying he's all right. Just a little tweak.
One of the big picture stories here for the Lakers, another injury to Anthony Davis, who actually went down to the ground in the tunnel trying to make his way back to the locker room with an apparent left knee injury. And then he was able to get up and make it back to the locker room, but in some pain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the clip. That's the clip I was talking about when I seen that, when he went into the tunnel and he fell. I was worried. I thought it was going to be worse than what it was. It looked like he was there crying. I thought it was bad. I was like, oh, man, we done lost AD for the rest of the season, man. Tupac Biggie, I feel bad because the Lakers got blown out and AD sprained his knee because that idiot rolled up on his leg. Right, man. Just, oh, boy. That's like, come on, man. You can't be doing that, man. You got to keep your balance, man. You got to keep your balance out there. You're injuring other man on the court. Come on, bro. You can't be that clumsy. You can't be out there flopping like that. But yeah, very bad, man. And that stuff can change your season. Anybody. We can't even knock AD. His injury history and all that stuff. That happens to anyone. They gonna feel that. They're gonna be out. It happened to LeBron last year. And look how long he was out. So and it's happened many times. Not only in the NBA, but in the NFL and quarterbacks out for the season. So we're just thankful that it wasn't any tears, right? It was just a sprain. So that's the official report. It's the MCL sprain. You see it back there on the back there. It's the MCL sprain, and AD will be out at least 4 weeks. So he'll be out at least the next 4 weeks. So that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. but we got to bounce back. Of course, we have all these guys in the protocols, right? Dwight Howard, our backup center, he's in protocol still. So we are without Dwight. And, in regards to tomorrow's game, so the Lakers are in Chicago tomorrow. There's no rest for the weary. We're in Chicago tomorrow. And the only two centers that we have on the roster, the traditional centers are DeAndre Jordan, of course, and Jay Huff. Jay Huff, a two-way player, Jay Huff played yesterday. That's how bad it was. Some of you guys may not even know who Jay Huff is. Tupac Biggie, man, they about to call you. They about to put you on a plane. They already came in and grabbed Laker Bryce. The Lakers put him on the plane and sent him to Chicago because they need him to suit up tomorrow. Tupac Biggie, they gonna grab you too, bro. Because we're desperate for man. They're desperate for man. Lakers Bryce said they was grabbing people out of the stands last night. Whoever had on Lakers jersey, hey, get down here. We need you. That's how bad it is. We have all these guys in the protocol. Let me give you the injury report. It's crazy, guys. I guess that's the good thing. That's one good thing, because these last couple of days, there's been guys in the protocol, out of the protocols. Some of our favorite guys in the protocols, out of the protocols. They taking our rookies, they taking our vets, they taking everybody. They even taking guys who haven't even played yet. Kendrick Nunn has entered protocols. He hasn't even stepped on the court yet, and now he's in protocols. So everybody's entering protocols, right? So let me give you the status report, injury report, status report for tomorrow's game. So Avery Bradley, he's out, health and safety protocols. THT, he's out, health and safety protocols. Dwight Howard, he's out, health and safety protocols. Malik Monk, okay, so Malik Monk went in and then he came out, and we thought he was going to play last night, but then they said no, he's not ready yet. He's not cleared yet. So I don't know what's up with Monk. So I guess he's halfway in, halfway out of safety protocols, I guess. So I guess we'll wait and see, hear more about him, see if he's in tomorrow or not. But Kendrick Nunn, again, he hasn't stepped foot on the court yet during the regular season. We haven't seen him since preseason. And he's in protocols, right? Plus, he's still nursing that bone bruise. The news have broke that we were going to get him back next month in January. So hopefully he's still on track for that. But yeah, he's entered himself health and safety protocol. So on top of his rehab and recovery, for that bone bruise, now he's in protocols. Of course, he's out. And what else we got? We got Austin Reeves. He's entered into health and safety protocols. So he's out. And of course, Trevor Ariza, right ankle injury recovery. He's questionable. He actually suited up last night. He had to because, we needed guys on the bench. We didn't have enough guys on the bench. So he wasn't going to play, but he was suited for the first time this year. He had on, the warm-ups and all that stuff sitting on the bench. So he's close. I think we'll get him back next week. Hopefully, he's real close. So that'll be a welcome addition. But, he's dealing with what he's dealing with. And then LeBron James, he is probable with that abdominal injury. He's had that. He missed some games a couple weeks ago because of that. And, he's probable. He stays on that list or whatever. And then now we have AD. AD is out with that sprained right MCL. So he is out. He's out at least for the next 4 weeks. So yes, we have all these guys in the protocols. And this is the thing. So normally when you go through something like this, you could just, pardon me, guys. Normally when you go through something like this, you just hit the waiver wire, right? You call somebody up, hey, who's out there? Come on, we need you. Just like we did with Isaiah Thomas. We're going to talk about, hey, we're not going to be all gloom and doom. I'm just giving you the rundown of what's going on. And we're going to talk about Isaiah Thomas. He was the one shining star last night, the one good thing that we had last night. So we're going to talk about him in a second. But just like we went and signed IT, right? Because Russ entered the protocols, so we signed IT. And normally that's what you do. We're down AD, where Dwight is in protocol, so let's call somebody up. Let's get another center in. But this is the problem. The entire league is going through this. So there aren't too many players out there. Everybody's being called. Everybody. The Lakers, who's the call? Who can we get? Because, You know, thank God we snatched up IT while he was available because somebody may have grabbed him. Right, Tupac is crazy. Like I've been saying, brother, the pieces that Rob Pelinka signed do not fit this team, and none of them complement LeBron and AD. And they don't play any defense. That is why we're a 500 team. I don't know about that. I might give you a little pushback on that. Not playing any defense. We have been, over the last, 10 games, we was moving up in the standings. We were top 10 defensive team. So we were getting better. It was just you got guys in and out. You get a guy back and then the guy leaves. It's kind of hard to see what we got and put this all together. Even 360, they haven't even played 20 games yet. Here, the Lakers are 16 and 14. So that's 30 games, and they haven't even played half of them together, the big 360. So it's tough. But I feel you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I feel you, but man, there's a lot of other things going on. And then Russ has been playing well. The last thing, of course, last night was bad, but I didn't expect Russ to play well, because he was on a protocol list. So his mind was probably elsewhere. And then they say, no, you're cleared. And then they say, get on the plane the same day. Get on the plane and fly here to Minnesota and play. So he flew there and played the same day. That's not something these guys do. So it was a lot going on with that. And, he didn't have a good game at all last night. But prior to that, he's been playing really, really well. He hasn't been turning the ball over. He's been scoring his 20 points. So he's giving us points, something that we need. With that, I don't care if it's coming from a 3-point shooter or if it's coming from someone driving to the basket. 20 points is 20 points. Yeah, I know it kind of, things change when you have, bona fide shooters or whatever. But at the end of the day, 20 points is 20 points. So he's been, Russ has not been the problem at all. I believe he's been fitting in well. And, other guys, Ellington, Bradley, those guys, they were having their nights, where they were looking good. So it's just a lot of other things going on right now. AD, he hasn't been performing well. He hasn't been playing well. If AD had been playing, like AD, the bubble AD and the AD that we all expect him to be, a top 5 player, then, man, it's an entirely different conversation. We don't have 14 losses. I guarantee you that these losses are at the very least cut in half, and we're looking at 7 losses on the season if AD showed up and was a top player every single night, a top 5 player every single night and not top 20, every night. So, it's just a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. AD, I don't know if he's injured. So now he'll be away for 4 weeks, so hopefully he can, whatever else was going on in his body, the other knee, he was out, a couple games because of the left knee. So hopefully that can heal up and he can get his mind right. He can get his body right and he'll come back, next month, mid-January, whatever. We're going to talk about the Lakers schedule in a second, but he'll come back and, we could get things rolling. It's not too late. We'll see. But if you're right, you may be right, Tupac Biggie. We may have to make some moves. We'll see. But he says we are the walking wounded, bro. That is for real, man. We are definitely the walking wounded. It's bad. It's real bad. Let's see what we got. The only hope for the Lakers next year to compete with the top teams and beat the teams they're supposed to beat is to make some major changes. I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. To me, as long as LeBron is healthy, as long as AD's healthy, which now he's not, and it looks like he hasn't been. So that's a big as long as, right? But and then Russ, the way he's been playing, I think we can, I like our chances, especially come playoff time. But we got a lot of time. So we'll see what changes are going to be made. We kind of talked about that a little bit on our last show. Do we go after Jeremy Grant? Do we move THT and Nunn and Monk or whatever, and then try to go after Jeremy Grant? That'll be a great fit. If we did make a move, that would be one that I definitely favor. Lakers Bryce, same thing. Our brother AC as well, from LA Sports Live, same thing. We talked about that during our last show. So Jeremy Grant, he'll be a nice fit, but we'll see. But he brings, he's a wing defender. I also want to see how we look when we get Trevor Ariza back. Now, obviously, Trevor Ariza is a little, he's up there in age. He's not, the Trevor Ariza of old, the last edition of the Trevor Ariza we had back in the day, when we won a chip with Kobe, with Mamba, baby. It's not that Trevor Ariza, but I think Trevor Ariza can still come in and help us out a little bit. AC brought up the point during our last stream. It's kind of cool. Well, not cool. It's not cool that he's injured, but it kind of works out to our favor that he has missed all these because he's going to come in fresh, right? And so less miles on his body, what 35 games or whatever that he's missed or that been missed. When he suits up. So that could work to our benefit. But we'll see, Tupac Biggie. Let's see what else you got. Let's see. The Lakers need to put a package deal to get Jeremy Grant or Siakam from Toronto. Then they need to sign Miles Turner Sabonis from Indiana to play center, so AD can play the 5 or play the 4. Okay, so Jeremy Grant, yeah, we're totally with you with that. Yeah, I can see that. That's definitely reasonable. That's definitely something that can happen. I definitely feel that one. Now, Siakam, I don't know if we got the pieces to get Siakam. Really trade-wise, the only thing we have is a THT. He's the only one making some money that we can really trade. We got Kendrick Nunn. He's on that. What he's making about $5 million a year. He's on that taxpayer meal of exception, and then everybody else is on vet minimum contracts. Now, the way Malik Monk is playing, they may want Monk, even though he's on a vet minimum contract. And then the way Austin Reeves is playing, they may want Austin Reeves because he's on the vet minimum contract. And then, we do have our draft pick next year, the 27th pick, so that can be included. But as far as Siakam, I'm not sure if we can match his salary. Let me look that up for you real fast. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Pascal. If you see it before I do, feel free to drop it in here. Pascal Siakam salary. Okay, so Siakam is making $29 million a year. I don't know if we could get up that high. I don't know if we can match his salary. Because again, THT is only nine a year. And then you got None, 5 a year. And then again, the rest is vet minimum. So I don't think we could get up to Siakam to get up to match Siakam. Unless you include a 13. And then if you can include a 13, then yeah, the Siakam went out. But Jeremy Grant, definitely. Now, Miles Turner, there's no way we can do both, so we can't get Grant, Siakam, and then Grant or Siakam and then sign Miles Turner as a bonus. We can't do both. Those guys are, getting paid. It's kind of like, really, we only got one move to make, unless, and never say never. I know Sabonis wants out. If they can't find a trade partner with him, if he gets bought out, I'm not sure what the numbers are on his salary, his contract, but if he gets bought out, then maybe, or Miles Turner, maybe he gets bought out. If that happens, then yeah, man, go swoop them up. Go swoop them up. But in regards to a trade, I don't think we can get. It's kind of one or the other. So we could get Grant, or we could go after Turner. Sabonis, I'm not sure what his numbers are, but I'm pretty sure it's probably up there around what Siakam is. So we won't be able to afford him. But it's kind of one or the other, And Grant, if it came down to a center or a wing, then I'm gonna go with a wing, because that's something that we've been needing. Coming in. Of course, we're getting Ariza back, but we don't have a wing defender, and Grant is that guy. He's really good. Lakers Bryce talked about him the other night. Yeah. He's that guy. Perfect fit for us. Miles Turner, yeah, we do need another center, because AD just can't do it, but. It's like for that. I think we got to wait for the buyout market. I don't think we're, I wouldn't trade. I'd rather trade for a wing. I wouldn't trade for a center. We just have to rock with what we got now. We get Dwight back, put Dwight in there, and see what happens during the buyout market with the center. But there's no way we can do both. I can tell you that. Rob Pelinka is a bad bad GM? Are you talking about Vogel? So Vogel's a bad coach. He should always play two bigs and build a wall to stop dominant bigs like Big Cat, Giannis, Speed, Joker, or Aiden. So yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. It's just So last night we couldn't play two centers really. Couldn't play two bigs really. Um, Dwight was out. DeAndre Jordan. I mean, you play him, but DeAndre Jordan. It's just not. Man, I just don't want him on the floor. So I don't want him on the floor at all. I don't want him on the floor. So I mean, he's playing with, doing what doing what he's playing the hand that's dealt him, right? You got Russell Westbrook, so it's kind of hard to play two bigs because Russell Westbrook, can't stretch the floor. You play a big, they can't stretch the floor. Anthony Davis shooting what, like 19% or lower than that from three. He can't stretch the floor. So it's kind of tough to play two bigs. And Russell Westbrook, you got nobody to stretch the floor. So you got to have somebody out there who can shoot a three. So it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. And the Lakers went in the direction of AD is going to play the five this year. That wasn't Vogel's decision. I'm sure, he factored into that. But that was AD's decision. He said, yeah, I'm going to man up. I'm going to play the five. LeBron, Russ. That's why they went out and got Russ, because AD was going to play the five. The front office, they were all in on AD playing the five. So if your hands are kind of forced, then you kind of got to, that's what you kind of got to do. Vogel, I mean, I know he's the head coach, but he's the lowest man on the totem pole. So if LeBron and AD are saying we want Russ and AD is going to play the five, and then Rob Pelinka is, going out and grabbing these other guys, grabbing these shooters and stuff to surround, AD playing the five, then Vogel got to play AD at the five. So, yeah, some of it is on Vogel. I could put some other things on Vogel, but in regards to that, man, it is what it is. That's how the team is built. The team is built that way. The team was built for AD to play the five, So even though we got two centers, but DJ, I mean, come on, we tried that experiment. That's how the season started, and we were horrible. We were horrible defensively, and DJ was supposed to be a defensive guy. We were horrible. We removed DJ out, and we put AD at the five, and now we were top 10. We moved up in the defensive rankings. So the analytics with DJ out there, I don't know, man. We'll see. But like I said, the hopes is, or my hope, my best case scenario or my fantasy booking, for how things play out. Like you said, let's go get Grant, and then, we use our assets, THT, Nunn, Monk, whatever. Use those assets to get Grant. Perfect fit, wing, perfect. He moved right into that start lineup. Perfect fit, man. And then, Sabonis or Miles Turner, they get bought out. They don't have a trade partner. They don't find a trade partner, and they say, hey, buy me out, and we get them in the buyout market. That'll be absolutely amazing. I've seen stranger things. It happened last year with the big penguin. I forgot the man's name. Drummond. It happened last year with Drummond. He got bought out, and he had a lot of money left on his contract, and he got bought out. We signed him. We picked him up. So let's hope for the same thing. That's the route I would go. Give me Grant. Use our assets to trade for Grant, and then try to get another center during the buyout market. But we got a long ways to go, so we'll see. We will see. AD has no business playing the five because he don't have the body to bang in the low post. That is why it must be a priority for the Lakers to get a young athletic big to play the five. That's true. But there's not many out there. It's kind of hard when you got LeBron, AD, and Russ taking up $120 million of your cap space. It's tough to get in the center. Now there is a center. I didn't forgot the guy's name. We had him. Let me find him. Hold on one second. Let me find him first before I get into that rant. 1 second. I feel you, Tupac B. Sacramento Kings roster. I should have wrote this stuff down. I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but so Where's he at? Damian Jones. So Damian Jones. Now that's a young athletic center. The Kings are loaded with centers. Damian Jones is sitting there. He doesn't play. Now, you remember we signed DJ, right? But something that some people may not know, because I didn't see it reported much, but I know for a fact it's true because I did some digging on it. And Damian Jones is actually who we wanted to sign. We wanted to go out and sign Damian Jones, young athletic center. He was with us last year for a stint. I think he had like a 10-day contract, and he was balling, man. And they let him go, but the Lakers wanted Damian Jones, but I think Sacramento matched the offer or something. You know how that stuff goes. Contracts, they matched the offer. They claimed him or whatever, and so he was out. And then that's when we made a pivot and we signed DJ. DJ had got bought out from Brooklyn, and we all know the story. We signed DJ, but we wanted Damian Jones. So Damian Jones will be an amazing fit, man. That guy is an athlete. He does everything that we want in our center. He can stretch the floor vertically, like McGee did. When we had JaVale McGee, he stretches the floor vertically. Not from three, but vertically, right? Puts pressure on the defense that way. And he blocks shots. He can protect the rim. Athletic, man. The guy is athletic. So he'd be a nice fit. So you say a young athletic big to play the five. There's one for you right there, Damian Jones. He's just sitting up there. He doesn't even play. He doesn't even play. We've played the Kings 2 times so far. I don't remember him playing. So that'll be a nice one. Harry Giles, Bull, or whoever's available. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who's available, and we'll go from there. I figure I want a 5 too, because you're right. AD cannot play the 5. I thought he could. I was in favor of AD playing the 5. I was on team. I was on that train. I was on that team. Team AD at the 5. The Lakers are best with AD at the 5, and it's just not true. That's the sour reality of our situation. It's just not true. He gets injured, but even with the injuries, he just hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked good there. So So I want a 5 too. So we'll wait and see who's available. But I wouldn't trade for anyone. I'll just wait and get somebody out. Buyout market. So again, AD. Let me talk about this real fast. AD is out for the next 4 weeks. We already know that he's out. 4 weeks with that MCL sprain. So if you're looking at it, 4 weeks. What are we? We're at. What's today's date? The 18th. So you look at 4 weeks. That puts us right around 4 weeks from now, like around January 15th, January 17th. I'm looking at the Lakers schedule here. So that's about 13, 14 games that AD may miss. All right. So if we're going now, it's at least 4 weeks. So hopefully, it's not more than that, because it can be more than that. But knock on wood, we're not going to wish that. We're going to hope it's right around 4 weeks, maybe even a little sooner. So the games, 14 games, around 13, 14 games. Let me give you the schedule really fast. Of course, tomorrow. So what I did is I just wrote down the Lakers' next 15 games. So I'm going to run through them so we'll know who we have, without AD. All right. So tomorrow at Bulls, then Phoenix Suns, at Staples Center. Phoenix Suns will it still be Staples? Yeah, it'll still be Staples Center then. And then the Spurs after that, game 3. That'll be the last game at Staples Center, because the next game is Christmas Day, and it's that other name, Crypto.com Arena. It'll always be Staples Center, always the house that Mamba built, the house that Kobe built. But unfortunately, it'll be a new name. That'll be first game at Crypto.com Arena. That's game 4, Christmas Day, Brooklyn Nets. Of course, we all know we're all ready for that one. Game 5 at Rockets. Game 6 at Memphis Grizzlies. Game 7 back at home against Portland. Game 8 at home against Minnesota. Game 9 at home against Sacramento. Game 10 at home against Atlanta. Game 11 at home against Memphis. Game 12 at Sacramento. And then we start to get around, that 4 week period when he should come back. Game 13 at Denver. Game 14 versus Utah. Game 15 versus the Indiana Pacers. So game 13 at Denver, that's January 15th. That's like exactly 4 months from now, I guess. And then game 14 versus Utah, that's January 17th. And then game 15 versus Indiana Pacers, that's January 19th. So hopefully somewhere around there we'll get AD back. But I mean, even without AD, you got some winnable games in there. You got some winnable games. So let's see how we can do with AD. Prayerfully no one else gets hurt. LeBron will stay healthy. And then hopefully we can get right with this protocol stuff and we'll have our guys in there. But that being said, again, we have some games in there that we can win for sure. And then we got some tough ones in there. Tomorrow's gonna be a tough one, albeit I don't know. I don't know who's all playing for Chicago. I remember Chicago had to postpone a couple of their games. Because they had 10 guys in protocols, right? So it's not just us, it's the entire league. They had 10 guys in the protocol, in the health and safety protocols. So they had to postpone a couple of their games. DeMar DeRozan, he was in protocol, but he's cleared now, so he's playing tomorrow. So unfortunately, right? But I'm not sure who else they have. So, but tomorrow, so that could be a tough one. But we got to find a way to win, man. We got to find a way to win. Phoenix, that's going to be a tough one. Tough one. And then, other games in there that we can win. The Nets on Christmas now, KD has entered protocols. That broke earlier today. KD is in protocols now. So if he stays in protocols, if it's not a false positive or, any of that, then I don't think he's going to play Christmas. He won't even be here for Christmas. So, so if that's the case, we got to take advantage of that and we got to win. We got to win that one. Now, Kyrie may be here. I don't know if you saw the news about Kyrie, but the Nets are going to play him during their road games. So he's going to be a part-time player. So we'll see. My eyes will be tuned in watching that to see how that works out. Something I never heard of. He's going to play the road games and be a part-time player. He could play everywhere except in New York. He can't play there. I don't think he can play in Golden State, and he can't play in Toronto. And so we'll see how that works. We will see how that works. Too bad. After Giannis dropped 47 points on the Lakers, Frank Vogel with a better strategy to defend dominant bigs, right. But man, when you got AD, that's on AD, man. I can't even put that on Vogel. That's on AD. I mean, you got superstars out there. You're a superstar. They got a superstar. You're supposed to be a top 5 player. Giannis is a top 5 player, right? You're supposed to be in the MVP conversation. Giannis is the, former MVP. Come on, man. Just get out there and ball, At the end of the day, I'm going to get, that's your best. Here's my best, That's the marquee matchup, Shut them down. So to me, that's on AD, not on Vogel. I feel you. Some stuff we can put on Vogel, but a lot of this stuff, it's on these players, man. It's on these players. But I hear you. I feel you. But yeah, that's our next 14 games. 15 games, which is around when we will get AD back. So yeah. It's tough. Good to see Kyrie back. Right. I'm glad to see him back. Do you know when he's playing? They play tonight. I think they play tonight on the road. I think in Port. No, I'm sorry. I'm ahead of myself. Next week, I think next Thursday, I heard that they play in Portland. Then they come to LA. I'm not sure who they play tonight. Let me see. Is he playing tonight? Or when is he going to play? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Brooklyn. But I know for sure KD did enter into protocol. So KD is out for the time being. So, yeah, they're playing now. But it's a home game. They're playing Orlando now. But they're losing, so they're struggling without KD. Yeah. So I don't know when Kyrie's going to make his debut. But, yeah, I'm very glad to see him back. And that's going to be interesting to see, how that works. He's only playing road games. So we'll see. We will see. Something else I digged up. I saw, some deeper stats. So the Lakers, obviously no AD. We're going to have to rely heavily on LeBron James. And that's not what we want to do. I'm fine with it. That's not what we want to do. That's not how we designed this season to be. But unfortunately, it is what it is. We got to do it. Russ as well. We need Russ to step up as well. We need him to play very, very well. Play like an MVP. Play like the former MVP that he is. While AD is out. And let's see him and LeBron build even more chemistry together. But we're gonna have to lean heavily on LeBron because we got to win. We can't. It's not like we built up a cushion. We had a soft schedule earlier in the season. We had a lot of games. We had a lot of games at home, and we dropped the ball. We should have stacked up some W's in the event that something like this happened, but we didn't. So now it is what it is. We're short, and we got to win, man. No excuses. We got to win games, and so really fast, we're gonna have to rely heavily on LeBron James. A stat for you: the Lakers have outscored their opponents by 27 points when LeBron James is on the court without Anthony Davis this season, which is far better than when they have shared the court. So that's a stat for you right there. We're plus 27 with LeBron on the floor without AD. That's something to look forward to, because we have this stretch of games, 4 weeks, 14, 15 games, somewhere in that ballpark without AD. So, hopefully that can continue. But plus 27 with LeBron on the floor without AD. So, that's real nice right there. That's real nice. That's a nice stat. That's an encouraging stat, for this uphill battle that we are about to face, without AD. So, yeah, it's funny. I'm on Bleacher Report. We're talking about Tupac B. You keep bringing up Vogel. There's this report on here saying, letter to sports. Don't blame Frank Vogel for all of the Lakers' woes. It's crazy. I'll read it for you real fast. It's not long. It says, poor Frank Vogel, a highly competent and intelligent coach who has, through no fault of his own, been exiled to the island of misfit toys. It has long been accepted that a recipe for winning NBA teams includes solid defense, making a high percentage of free throws, and minimizing. Hey, you can't put that on Vogel. Missing free throws, that's not Vogel's fault. Missing shots, that's not Vogel's fault. Turning the ball over, that's not Vogel's fault. And defense, the way we've been playing defense, I don't know how you could blame that on Vogel. That's just effort, man. That's those guys. Now, you can say they're not up for Vogel, they're not playing for him. That's a different conversation. But let me continue this read. Lakers management have cobbled together a group of players whose only commonality is that they are largely deficient in these aspects of the game. There are reasons. The Rondo, Ellington, Bazemore, Jordan, Howard, and Anthony have all played in more cities than Bruce Springsteen. Right. Is there anyone in the league that Rondo can guard? Playing good defense is a combination of wisdom, born of experience, and competitive desire. If you were to ask most of the Lakers what it takes to play good defense, I am sure they would say, I don't know, and I don't care. I don't know about that part. They're trying to be funny in there. But, yeah, man. So defense, it's not Vogel's fault because Vogel's a defensive coach. Vogel, he just don't have defensive players. He don't have, the tools in the shed, to really be a top defensive team. With these guys, I don't expect us to be a top defensive team. Top 10, we talked about the other night, if we're hovering around 9, 10, 11, 12, that's good. That's good. That's excellent. But I don't see us being much better than that, not as currently constructed. Now, you got to make moves. Tupac Biggie, like you said, get Jeremy Grant. If we can somehow get Miles Turner, Sabonis in here, then yeah, that changes things. But as currently constructed, we're not a good defensive team. And the way AD has been playing, definitely not a good defensive team. AD, to me, defensively, we run through him. He's our defensive motor. Obviously, he's more than just a defensive player. Offense, he's talented. We all know what AD is or what he's supposed to be, right? But defensively, he's looked awful. His weak side defense look awful. His help defense, it's been awful. Him going out to the perimeter has been awful. Even him protecting the paint, it's been awful. Him being that last layer of defense, it's been awful. Look at all the points that's been scored in the paint. Now, I can't put all that on him because we don't have the wing guys, to help him. But I don't care, man. You're supposed to be a top 5 player. You got to cover that up. You got to cover us up, man. That's what great players do. They cover up deficiencies, right? And he hasn't been doing that. He hasn't been playing well. It's not a secret. He just hasn't. So it's just we just don't have the people. Tupac Big, like you said, we just don't have the players. Dwight. He was starting to look a little better, but he wasn't the Dwight that we had, a couple years back. And that's understandable. The man is old, right? In basketball terms, he's old. Melo, we wasn't expecting defense from him, but he's trying. So I applaud him for that. He's trying, but he's just, come on, it is what it is, year 19, 37 years old. Rondo, he just don't got it no more. It ain't the playoffs. Maybe, in the playoffs, it may be a different story. Playoff Rondo, right? But right now, no. DJ, he ain't it. He ain't got it. Period. Point blank. Not gonna spend much time there. Russ, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hopefully he can get better defensively. If I'm going, like I said, I'm not blaming Russ for a lot of things, but I will call him out on his defense. That has to get better. So hopefully that will. And Bazemore sucked, right? Absolutely horrible. Wayne Ellington, we brought him here to shoot. Now, I have been impressed by his defense, though. I have been impressed. It's been a lot better than what I thought it would be. So he's trying. He's giving effort. I'm not knocking him. THT, we expected him. We paid him. We lost Caruso, right? We didn't pay Caruso. There were other things that went on to that, money, tax, luxury tax, all that stuff. So we couldn't pay Caruso. We didn't pay Caruso. And we paid THT. And we expected THT to be that guy, to be that lockdown defender, to take that step and be that lockdown defender, with his 7'1", 7'2" wingspan. We expected him to come in and be that guy. I see you, Tupac B. Give me 1 second, and I'll get that on the screen. Yeah, we expected him to be that guy, and he had that setback with the thumb, so he had to recover from that. He had to bounce back from that, and now let me say this: the last game before he went to protocols, he had 19 points. He had 6 steals. So that reach was in full effect, right? Now, if he can play like that, then I retract my statement. But defensively, he hasn't been it. The Lakers put so much on his plate and wanted him to be the man, right? And he just wasn't that. And it's understandable. Year 3, 21. I just don't want it to be a Kyle Kuzma situation where we keep him, we pay him, and we put all this expectations on him. Okay, this is the year. This is the year. No, this is the year, and it never really pans out. It's up and down, up and down. I don't want that. So that's why I'm in favor of the Jeremy Grant move, Tupac Biggie. But we'll see. But right now, I haven't been impressed with his defense. But again, we'll see. He's still young. We'll see. Kendrick Nunn, we expected him to contribute defensively. We haven't seen him yet, so that'll be nice to see. Whenever we get him back next month or whatever. Again, he's in protocols now, but and then his bone bruise, so he's coming back next month. So we'll see, if we don't move him, right? But we'll see. And then Trevor Ariza, obviously he'll be back soon, so we'll see what that adds. And you just go down the list. Austin Reeves, young rookie. I don't have no complaints with Reeves at all, on defensively or offensively. I'm a fan. And shout out to him. But we just don't have like you said all the time too, we just don't have the pieces. But as a unit, if we buy in as a unit, we can be, hovering around that, 10, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10 spot. And that's where we were when things looked like they were starting to come together over these last couple of weeks. Let me get your comments. Sorry, I'm late. I think the expectations for AD is too high. He has shown that he is not a dominant big, especially against top centers and mediocre centers. So that is why the Lakers must get it big like JaVale McGee. Yes. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but I have to agree with you. Coming into the season, I wouldn't have agreed with you, right? And I've talked about it before. You and I talked about it before. I wouldn't have agreed with you. I would have said, no, AD is the man. AD can do it. AD at the 5, because I'm going off of his past. Go back to 2020. When we had a healthy AD, we won the championship. We had a dominant AD, a top 5 player AD, right? He played well against those guys. He played well against Giannis. Before the bubble. Sorry, before the pandemic, before the season got shut down. I don't know if you remember, but we played Milwaukee, and AD, he played well against Giannis. It was 1-on-1. They were guarding each other 1-on-1, and he played very, very well. He outscored Giannis that game. I think Milwaukee beat us that game, but AD actually outscored Giannis. He had like 37 points, and Giannis had like 30, 35 or something. So they were going back and forth, but he played well. That hasn't been the case this year. Joker, same deal. He dominated Joker, man. He dominated Joker that year, doing our head-to-head matchups. And then obviously in the bubble, he dominated Joker in the bubble. Obviously we played Denver in the Western Conference Finals that year, and AD dominated. Cat, he dominated Cat. I remember it vividly. That year when they played Cat, he dominated Cat. I mean, he put up big points against Cat. DeAndre Ayton, same thing. And we haven't seen that. We've seen it like me, myself, and Lakers Bryce. We talked about this. We've seen it maybe about a handful of times last year. Now, last year's kind of washed because of the injuries and all that. But I don't know if you remember, but you go back to the last game of the season last year, before the play-in tournament, the very last game. We remember we played Phoenix, and AD dominated, man. He crushed it. He crushed it. And everybody said, AD's back. Oh, watch out for the Lakers. Here we go. AD's back. AD's top 5. AD's, the MVP AD. He's in form, and then, playoffs, that series, when he played, those couple games he played, we were balling. We built a 2-1 lead, right? 2-1 lead. Then we know he got hurt, and then the rest was history, right? But this year, we haven't seen any of that. We haven't seen that version of AD at all this year. Not one game, to me. Not one. I think he had there was a game or two where he did ball. But it hasn't been consistent at all. And against his mediocre teams, that's what I said. If AD played, AD was playing, and AD was AD and not Anthony Davis, but he was AD, he lost his nickname. He's just Anthony Davis now. But if he played like AD, right, half of these losses that we have, we win those games easily, because that's just how much better of a talent he is than a lot of these teams that we've been losing to. But yeah, he's losing to sorry teams. He's losing to mediocre teams. He's losing to sorry players. Everybody's balling against them. Mediocre centers. The good centers are actually absolutely killing them. Cat owned them. I mean, both games at Staples Center, then again last night. Just absolutely owned them. So I don't know. Hopefully he can get it right. But right now, I agree with you. I agree with you right now. But hopefully that can change. He's capable. We've seen him before. So I don't know. But yeah, I agree with you. And we do need to get another center in there, because I don't know. The Lakers let all the defensive players go and replace them with guys that can play a lick of defense. Right. That's true. I mean, obviously we so KCP, he was our defender, wing defender or whatever. Obviously he was moved in the rush trade, which, I mean, it is what it is. I'm a fan. I'm in favor of the rush trade. I know a lot of guys have mixed feelings about it, but this version of Russ, the version that we have been seeing for the last couple of weeks, the version that I figured that he would get to, it just took time, which, I knew that coming in. He always starts out slow, and then he gets better and better month by month. So we'll see. The cat's not out of the bag yet. We still got a lot of season left to play, so we'll see. But we lost KCP in that trade, obviously, right? And then Alex Caruso, We lost him, right? We didn't pay him. To pay him, to pay him, it would have ended up being like $37 million cash money in luxury tax. So that was money out of the Lakers organization's pocket, out of Jeannie Buss's pockets. $37 million paid to the NBA for luxury taxes. That's what we would have paid. That's how much it would have cost to keep Alex Caruso. So I understand that move. Am I in favor of it? No. Did I want him to go? No. I want him back. But it was gonna cost a lot of money, and the Lakers aren't strapped for cash like the Lakers are as an organization. But Jeannie, it's a family business, so we're just not strapped for cash or whatever. She just ain't. She's not a billionaire where she could just cut a check and be like, yeah, let's do it. So she didn't want to pay the $37 million. So it is what it is. So we lost them, and it's a big loss. We're feeling it. We're feeling it. But hopefully we can some kind of way, soften that blow and replace them. Hopefully THT will pan out. Hopefully Nunn will come back. Come when we get Nunn, he'll help us out there. Austin Reeves, maybe he'll continue to develop, and defensively, and Ariza, and all these other guys. So hopefully we can turn around defensively. If not, hopefully we can go get Jeremy Grant, and that'll help. So, but yeah, everything you're saying is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. What else? What else we got? So we talked about AD. Obviously, AD is out 4 weeks. We ran through the schedule of the games, roughly, the next 15 games or whatever. We ran through that. And the only centers that we have on the roster right now are DeAndre Jordan and Jay Huff. That's it, two-way player Jay Huff, with Dwight being in protocols, So tomorrow, I'm assuming DeAndre Jordan will start. I think we're going to see a lot of LeBron at the 5. We did see some looks, some looks of that. I was a fan of that. I liked how that looked in spurts, but I think we'll see it a lot more now when teams go small on us. DJ just ain't it, DJ ain't it out there. So we'll see a lot of LeBron at the 5, I believe. And, I liked how we looked. I liked how we looked with him at the 5, It was times I was like, yeah, sit AD down and put LeBron at the 5. So we'll see a lot of that, and especially tomorrow, because Chicago, they go small. So we'll see a lot of LeBron at the 5 tomorrow. And, we just got to write this, we got to waver these storms. It's a lot of adversity that we're dealing with. But makes champions, right? Adversity makes champions. So let's see. Let me get this up on the screen. I think AD's numbers went down because the Lakers signed Russ, and Russ is a selfish guard. They care more about stats instead of sending up the bigs and our three-point shooters. I don't know about that. Russ isn't selfish at all, man. Russ hasn't been selfish at all. He's sacrificed his game. His numbers have went down. AD's numbers haven't really gone down. He's still averaging 25, 24 and 10, 24 and 12 or something like that. That's around what he's been, 24 points. And Russ always gets his bigs involved. Russ has made bigs, Russ has gotten bigs paid, Adams and OKC, Adams was nice, right? But Russ made him, Russ made him to the player, gave him the name that he did. So, and then the guy in Washington last year, I forget his name, but the center in Washington, no name. And that guy got paid because Russ got there and Russ made him look good, and he got paid. So I don't know about Russ not caring about stats. Russ doesn't take a lot of shots, and Russ's numbers just went down. He's only averaging 20 points, around 20 points. And he's only shooting, his shots have, everything went down. His shots have went down. His points have went down. So I can't really say he's been selfish here. And his assists are still good. Now his assists, he's not averaging double-digit assists anymore. He's averaging like 8, 8 or 9. But that's expected because you got LeBron averaging 8 or 9 assists. You got LeBron, the ball in his hands. So, that's the reason why his assists went down. But his shots have went down. his points, his scoring has went down. So his stats have gone down. His stats have gone down, but AD's haven't. And I wouldn't say I have to disagree with you there on that one, Tupac, Biggie. He hasn't been playing selfish. There's been times where I wanted him to be selfish. Drive to the basket more and score. When we're in this funk and we can't score points and all those issues that we were having in the third quarter earlier in the season, which we kind of corrected. Not last night, but we kind of corrected it prior to last night. I was saying, Russ, just take it and go to the hole. Take it and go to the hole. Especially when LeBron was out, but he didn't. He was still passing the ball. And that's why he was getting a lot of assists, because instead of taking the easy bucket at the paint, he was looking to pass it. And guys weren't in place to get the passes. And, he was turning the ball over. So, I can't really blame AD's numbers going down. Well, one, they haven't really gone down. And two, I can't say it's because of Russ. Russ's numbers have gone down. And Russ always looks to feed AD. Russ always looks to get AD involved. If anything, Russ has made AD's job easier, a lot easier. Something Dennis Schroeder didn't do last year. You had Dennis Schroeder last year. Do you know how many lobs Dennis Schroeder and AD had last year? One. The entire season, they had one lob. That's not a lie. Look it up. They had one lob. How do you have AD as your starting center, as your center or whatever, and you throw one lob as the point guard? Russ and AD, they've been, the chemistry isn't all the way there. The connection isn't all the way there, but that takes time. It's a process. Russ has never had someone as good as AD, at the five. Again, he had Adams, some other guys, but those guys are nothing in comparison to AD. He had who's the guy? The guy he had in Houston. I forget his name that they traded away. He had him over there. So Russ does feed his bigs. He does feed his bigs, and he does set up the shooters. And he's been doing that. He's been doing it a lot. Paint to great. That's what Frank Vogel teaches, and that's what Russ has been doing over his last. When he turned things around, and the Lakers kind of turned things around and won 7 out of the last 10 games, it was because Russ was driving and kicking it out. But Russ was driving and finding AD. So. Russ is not a true point guard like Trae Young or Chris Paul that make their teammates better, especially the bigs. That's not true. He has made his bigs better. Like I just said, Steven Adams, go look at Steven Adams. Go look at Russ in OKC. He made Steven Adams a heck of a lot better. The guy, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name, but the white boy and the white guy and Washington, when Russ went there, Washington was trash. The guy was trash. But then his name became, people started noticing that guy's name because of Russ. Got him involved. And Russ turned things around and led that team to the playoffs. So now, when you say he's not a true point guard like Chris Paul, yeah. Chris Paul is the point god, right? There aren't too many Chris Pauls. So you can't really say, there aren't guys, Russ and Chris Paul. Who is? How many Chris Pauls are? Trae Young. Trae Young, I wouldn't even say he's a true point guard. Trae Young is a shooter. He's like a, Steph Curry type guy. He's a shooter. If I had a choice between Russ, like prime Russ and prime Trae Young, I'm taking prime Russ. That's just me. Look at the assists, the assist numbers, his assists are higher than Trae Young's. So when you say true, the only thing Trae Young does better is shoot the three. And that doesn't necessarily make you a better or a more traditional true point guard. He's just a better shooter. But Russ, you don't just roll out and get average 10 assists every season, by being selfish or by not making other players better. So especially on bad teams. OKC was a bad team, and he made them better. Washington was not a good team, and he made them better. He made that team better. They were horrible before he got there. Like, they were so many games under 500, they were horrible, and he turned all that around. So, and here he's making guys better. I can't put all that on Russ, but saying he's not Chris Paul, then yeah, I definitely agree with you with that. But not too many guys are. So what else we got? What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? But I feel you. I'm just not gonna blame. I'm tired. I'm not gonna blame everything on Russ. Not at all. It's not his fault. And he's actually been playing well. Russ is doing everything we wanted Dennis Schroeder to do last year. When we got Schroeder, everybody was saying if he could be, what Russ is right now, we were all hoping that Dennis Schroeder could be that. And he wasn't half of that. And the Lakers offered him $84 million. So now we got Russ, doing everything we need our point guard to do. And so we can't really put all the blame on him. Now, and then too, how much of a traditional point guard can he be when you got LeBron James? I mean, you got LeBron James, so we need something else. We don't need him to be Chris Paul or whatever. I'm not saying it wouldn't work or it wouldn't fit, but we just need Russ to be him, be yourself, be Russ. And that being said, he brings things to the table that Trae Young and Chris Paul don't bring to the table, or other traditional point guards. They're not going to rebound the ball the way Russ does. And we're a horrible rebounding team. And Russ is he's helping that, When he rebounds the ball, like Russ is capable of rebounding the ball, it kind of helps. So, and then, like I said, he averages more assists than Trae Young. So, he averages more assists than Chris Paul as well. Now, he may not have as big of an impact on the game as Chris Paul, but who does? How many people does? So, Russ said he don't care about winning a championship. He said if he don't win one, life goes on. That was kind of taken out of context, because when Russ came, he said that was the goal: win the championship, win the championship, win the championship. It's just the media; they keep hounding him about it. So I don't know. I mean, I think he's here to win a championship. The man plays hard every single night, so he don't look like he's not trying to win out there. He sacrificed his game. He's changed his game. He's playing off the ball. He defers to LeBron. He defers to AD. I mean, what else do we want the man to do? And then him saying whatever he said to the media, does that reflect to how he plays on the court? AD said the same thing. AD said he's proved himself. AD said he has nothing left to prove. Meaning that he doesn't have to win another championship. I don't hear anybody talking about AD. The rest says it, as to push back against the media, and then he's slandered for it. So I don't know. That is not the attitude you want a key player on your team with to have. The same thing. You ask LeBron about championship, he said he has nothing left to prove, and I'm not saying that they're on the same wavelength. Obviously, LeBron. His career, he's proven everything. But when he's asked the question, he says the same thing. AD said the same thing. AD said he has nothing left to prove. So if we're going to slander Russ about it, then why not talk about LeBron and AD saying it, And like I said, he's saying that to the media. To the media. Who cares? I don't care what he's saying to the media. I care about how he's playing on the court, and I care about what he's saying in the locker room, and what the team is saying, behind closed doors. That's what I care about, and how he's playing on the court. And he doesn't play on the court. His play on the court doesn't look like I don't care. He's 120% every night. Even when we're down by 20 points, getting embarrassed. He plays well. Russ, and another thing Russ did, we were horrible in third quarters. Absolutely horrible in third quarters, right? And we lost a ton of games. We had big leads, and we blew them because we get outscored, 30-10 in the third quarter, and silly stuff. Give up 40 points, 37 points third quarter, over and over again. When that changed? That changed when Russ took accountability of that, and he said, "Okay, I'm tired of this," and he started coming out and playing with energy in the third quarter, and scoring in the third quarter, and the rest of the team caught on. And now our third quarter woes have kind of disappeared. Last night again, it reared its ugly head. But I mean, a lot of that changed because Russ, he had energy in the third quarter and he kind of changed things around in the third quarters. So, that's something that no one's going to mention. We just kind of point out the bad about Russ, and I'm just not blaming everything on Russ. LeBron and AD won a championship. Russ has nothing. Okay, AD. Okay, and your point. It's a lot of guys in the league who haven't won a championship. AD didn't win a championship until he came here. So, can a man get a chance? I mean, it is only December, right? You can't win a championship in December. So, let's see. Like I said, he can say what he wants to say to the media, push back against the media. To me, it was a smart comment that he was making. But his play on the court says otherwise. His play on the court doesn't say, I don't care. Now, AD, on the other hand, so you're saying it's okay for AD to say he has nothing left to prove because he won a championship. It's okay for AD to go out there and get absolutely slapped around by these sorry sinners, these sorry teams and stuff because he won a championship. It's okay for Cat to dominate AD, not once but twice. Once in Minnesota and then once on your home court. It's cool because AD won a championship, so that's all cool. So he gets a pass because he won one championship, right? No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. I go by the play on the court, and Russ plays very, very hard on the court. Russ isn't a punk on the court, So Russ plays like he wants to win on the court. Now, does he have the talent to lead a team to a championship and win a championship by himself? No, he doesn't. But guess what? AD didn't either. AD didn't either. We got a short memory. What was AD in New Orleans? So, what was AD? And what was Russ in OKC? He couldn't do it by himself. Russ had a lot more success by himself, and leading the team by himself than AD did. That's a fact. Russ won an MVP. Russ carried his team to the playoffs. And it is what it is. So, yeah, Russ hasn't won a championship. He hasn't, okay? But that's why he's here. He wants to win a championship. Don't believe everything, everything they say to the media. He wants to win a championship, and it shows. Russ plays hard instead of smart. Bro, you got you got a lot of problems with Russ, huh? You just got something to say about Russ over and over. You got a lot of stuff to say about Russ. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. He may not have the highest basketball IQ, but that's because we're used to watching LeBron James, How many guys have that basketball IQ? Not too many. Not too many. Dennis Schroeder last year, it was the same. He didn't have the basketball IQ of LeBron James. He didn't make a lot of smart, all the right plays, smart plays. You go down the line of the point guards that we've had. Lonzo Ball had that basketball IQ. So if you want to see, but all the guys before and after him, D'Angelo Russell, no, who else we had in here as a point guard? And then it was Lonzo Ball, Dennis Schroeder, so it is what it is. It is what it is. He's not Chris Paul. He's Russell Westbrook. He does things. Chris Paul's going to be Chris Paul and do things that Chris Paul does that Russell Westbrook can't do. They're different players, but Russell Westbrook does a lot of things that Chris Paul can't do. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm not blaming Russell Westbrook at all. I'm not blaming him. But enough of that. Enough of that. The Lakers are in action tomorrow against the Chicago Bulls. It's the last game of this 3-game road trip. And then we come back home to Staples Center. Yes. So we try to, we were on a nice streak, 3-game winning streak. We had won 7 out of our last 10. And then we dropped the ball last night. Now, the Lakers came out. They was getting their butts kicked. I didn't watch the entire game. I had work obligations, all that. But they were getting their butts kicked. And then they kind of came back, right? They kind of came back. And then AD got hurt. The Lakers went on some runs, got back in the game, and then AD got hurt. And then when AD got hurt, it kind of just went downhill from there. It was like the momentum was sucked out of the building for them, for the Lakers. So kind of tough. So let's see how we bounce back. Then we get the bad news about AD. He's out 4 weeks now. So it could have been a lot worse though. So no tears or anything. So that's the good news. But yeah, he'll be out for 4 weeks. So we'll see what happens. But we got to win some games. Starting tomorrow. We need to go to Chicago. We need to get a win. Still a win. Get a win. I don't know. We need some heroics by LeBron. I don't know what's going to take, but we need to get a win. And then we come back home because next week we come back home on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we got Phoenix. And then Thursday, we got San Antonio. Christmas week, right? We got Phoenix. And then Thursday, we got San Antonio. And then obviously we have the Christmas Day game against the Brooklyn Nets. So we need to get some wins. Again, we're sitting at 16-14 right now, 6th in the Western Conference. But we're not too far out of the 3 seed, the 4 seed, 3 seed, where we want to be. So let's see what happens. And things could be a lot worse, man. All the injuries that we've had, all the problems that we've had this year. We got all these new players. Things could be a lot worse. Are they where we want to be? No. But they could be a lot worse. So let's kind of turn this ship now, right? Let's kind of right things and get some wins. Let's just get some wins, man, and kind of climb up in those standings, all right? So we won't have to play in no play-in tournament, or we won't have to play, Golden State the first round, or Phoenix the first round. Let's go. Let's turn it on. Albeit we'll have to do it without AD. All right. So the other big news of the week: Isaiah Thomas. Welcome back to the purple and gold, Isaiah Thomas. It's been enough gloom and doom. Let's talk about the highlight of last night, right? And highlight of the week, a plus of the week. It's been a lot of bad news all week long. Protocols and injuries, and the loss last night. It's been a lot of bad news. But Isaiah Thomas was, a little bit of sun shining through the clouds, right? Isaiah Thomas, welcome back to the league. Isaiah Thomas, welcome back to the NBA. Welcome back to the Lakers. He's back. He's back now, albeit he's only on a 10-day contract. But I hope that's extended. We'll talk about that in a second. But Isaiah Thomas is back, So the other day, what was that on? Thursday? Wednesday? Thursday? The Lakers signed Isaiah Thomas. They signed Isaiah Thomas. Russell Westbrook went into protocols, and they had to scramble. They were left scrambling. IT had just signed with the G League, and he had dropped 42 points there in the G League. He says he's feeling good. For the first, he's feeling like he felt back in 2017. He said he feels 100% healthy. And he didn't look too bad, so he made his Lakers debut last night, but really fast. So we're just going to show some Isaiah Thomas clips, all right? Some IT clips. He was the star last night, the little bit of he had in that rainy last night in Minnesota. He scored 19 points. He led the team scoring, played 22 minutes, 19 points. He flew in the night before. It's crazy. So they contacted him on Thursday. They said Rob Pelinka called him and asked him would he be interested, and he said, "Hell yeah, I'm interested." Those were his words, not mine. Those were his words. Hell yeah, I'm interested. And they said, "Okay, let's do it." They flew him in on Thursday night. And Friday they gave him he signed his little 10-day contract, 10-day hardship contract, and he was on the floor, last night. Entered in, I think, like at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, he came in and played 22 minutes, scored 19 points. So so let's enjoy a little bit of Isaiah Thomas. It ain't too many highlights of last night to show, and that loss. And the AD loss, that's tough. But IT. So this first clip is pretty cool. So this clip is from 4 months ago. 4 months ago. It's kind of sad, but I wanted to show it because it just goes to show you put in the work, you believe in yourself, you put in the work, you get an opportunity. Just be ready. Be ready when the door opens, kick it down and go through it. And that's kind of what he did. He was down, he was out, because he didn't get a chance, he didn't get a chance. Of course, the Lakers were looking to, during the summer, they worked him out. He actually worked out with LeBron and AD, and they actually were going to sign him. They were going to sign him. And then they went another, they went in another direction, and we didn't sign IT. But now he's back, and like I said, I hope he's here for the rest of the year. He's on a 10-day contract, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how he plays. The thing is, he'll get some time. He got time yesterday with all these guys in protocols, THT, Monk, and all these guys out, Reeves. So, he was called upon, right? Tomorrow would be probably be the same thing. Even if we get Monk back, I still hope IT gets some time. And, so we'll see how he plays. But again, this clip is from 4 months ago. Isaiah Thomas, he's, check it out.
They gave up on me.
That's what it's called. There's always the next thing.
So yeah, you see that clip there. He's in the locker room crying. And, it's tough to watch, man, because I've been an Isaiah Thomas fan. We all know, I think they did him so dirty, so wrong. Boston, just trash, just such a trash organization, right? They did him wrong. They did him dirty. And he's been, IT, he's been trying to prove himself ever since. And he just hasn't had the opportunity. So you see him there breaking down. That's tough to watch. But now he's back. He's back. So welcome back, Isaiah Thomas.
Know what they when they see me. Hurling, go. Mission Diane's on my way to the gonna hate her like 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Champions of the spot. Watch how they watch us. Meet me at the top. LA, baby. Nah, we ain't gon' stop. LA be like, they got fans like, LA be like,
We ballin'. Ain't nobody in the world that can stop us now. We ballin'.
soft purple and gold, baby, soft purple and gold.
Yes, you see him there. That's from last night. You see his jersey, his number 31 jersey. I think I want to get one of those, a 31 IT jersey. So you see him there. Maybe we'll give one away. But you see IT there. If I tell you what, if they sign Isaiah Thomas past his 10-day, so if they give him a vet minimum and he hangs around throughout the rest of the year, we're gonna give away a number 31 Isaiah Thomas jersey. So 10 days, we'll see what happens. And we're gonna give away some IT jerseys here on the LOE channel, the LOE YouTube channel. All right, so look out for that. So let's fingers crossed that he's sticking around. But there you go. That was last night. You see him running out of the tunnel. And I liked it. That was nice to see. We're gonna watch it one more time. Him running out of the tunnel. And then we're going to get into some, after that, we're just going to play some IT highlights and go from there, and just enjoy those highlights because that was the only highlight. He was the only highlight on the court. Let me go fast. We got Tupac Biggie there. Salute to IT for showing all his doubters that he belongs in the league. That's yes. Flex to IT. Salute to IT. For sure. So let's watch that clip one more time, and then we're going to go straight into watching some IT highlights, all right? His first bucket back as a Laker, his first assist. He had a nice assist. We're going to watch it. Let me stop talking, but I want to see IT run out of the tunnel one more time. Salute to Isaiah Thomas.
Know what they yell when they see me. Hurling, go. Mission Diane's on my way to the gonna hate her like 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Champions of the spot. Watch how they watch us. Meet me at the top. LA, baby. Nah, we ain't gon' stop. LA be like, they got fans like, LA be like,
We ballin'. Ain't nobody in the world that can stop us now. We ballin'.
soft purple and gold, baby, soft purple and gold.
Let's take a break because right now, Isaiah Thomas is getting a standing ovation. And it ain't just Laker fans, it is Timberwolves fans, and he is deserving of this ovation. So congratulations to Isaiah.
Oh, LeBron picked that right over his head. Baseball with the link out. Anthony. And they'll swing it all the way around to Thomas. Runner stood.
Now you understand what I'm saying about
The back matchups, and I don't believe Luka will be available for that first one. Dealing with an injury issue. And Isaiah Thomas.
Got Jared Allen and Darius Garland doing such a good job. These guys can be all-stars if they keep playing like this. You see Isaiah, any intensity for that matter. And here you see in this third quarter, they are really struggling.
Thomas' floater is good.
We got one.
Thomas. Little fade. How about Isaiah Thomas?
So there it is. You see IT. You see some highlights of IT. He dropped 19 points last night. 19 points. And he welcomed addition. When the Lakers did make a run, in the second and the third quarter before AD went down, it was when IT was on the floor. Man, he was on the floor. He brought some energy. They fed off that energy. Especially, it's easy to be down. When you got your guys being pulled off the roster into protocol. You had Austin Reeves, hit that big three, and you wanted to see what he was going to do, how he was going to follow that up, the big game-winning three in Dallas. And then the next day, he entered protocols. So it's like, man, we can't catch a break. And then it was so bad. We got guys who haven't even played yet. They're in the protocol, Kendrick Nunn ain't stepped on the court yet, and he's in protocols. We had the announcers. The Michael Thompson, the Lakers announcer on the Lakers radio, 17 ESPN LA, Lakers legend Michael Thompson. He's in protocols. Billy Mack, the Lakers announcer on TV, he's entered the protocol. So we just couldn't catch a break. So it was really nice to see IT come in and do his thing, and score his 19 points. And we're gonna run through that highlight reel one more time. Just because, man, he was just the highlight of the night last night. He was all we had, the only good thing we had. So one more time, we're going to run through it, and then we're going to wrap things up. But IT.
Know what they yell when they see me?
Hurling, go, hurling, go.
Vision dying's on my way to the slam dunk. Gonna hate her like
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Champions of the spot. Watch how they watch us. Meet me at the top.
LA, baby.
Nah, we ain't gonna stop. LA be like, they got fans like, LA be like,
We ballin'. Ain't nobody in the world that can stop us now. We ballin'.
soft purple and gold, baby, soft purple and gold.
Take a break because right now, Isaiah Thomas is getting a standing ovation. And it ain't just Laker fans, it is Timberwolves fans, and he is deserving of this ovation. So congratulations to Isaiah.
Oh, LeBron. Picked that right over his head. Baseball with the leak out. Anthony. And they'll swing it all the way around to Thomas. Runner. Good. The back matchups, and I don't believe Luka will be available for that first one. Dealing with an injury issue.
Got Jared Allen and Darius Garland doing such a good job. These guys. Got Jared Allen and Darius Garland doing such a good job. These guys can be all-stars if they keep playing like this. You see any intensity for that matter. And here you see in this third quarter, they are really struggling.
Thomas' floater is good. Thomas. Little fade. How about Isaiah Thomas?
So yes, there's IT. Once again, we watched those highlights. Isaiah Thomas. Once again, welcome back. What a welcome back. Welcome back game that he had. And let's see what else happens. He's back in the league. So IT. Really fast. Once again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with us on Saturday night. Not the best live stream, with the news that we had to, stuff we talked about. The Lakers aren't in the best of spirits right now after losing Anthony Davis. He's out for the next 4 weeks with the MCL sprain from last night, and then the Lakers took L last night, and then we have all these guys in protocols with 5 guys in NBA protocols. So, not the best of times, but we're gonna weather this storm. We're gonna get through this adversity, and we're gonna get some wins. Hopefully we'll bounce back tomorrow against Chicago. All right, so appreciate you guys for rocking with me. All those on the replay, watching the replay, shout out to all of you. Tupac Biggie, you've been here with me all night. Big shout out to you, bro. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to talk with you. So shout out to you. And yeah, I mean, this is it. We're gonna wrap it up. The Lakers in action tomorrow. Chicago Bulls in Chicago. I think it's a 8 p.m. Eastern time tip off. So wherever you are, you know, if you want to watch the game, get ready. I know tomorrow's an NFL Sunday. Big Sunday for my Steelers tomorrow. We play Tennessee. Try to get back in this playoff hunt. And you know, so thank you guys all for joining in. Happy holidays to all of you, and to you and yours, happy holidays. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, and I hope you have an amazing Sunday. I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and if you're out shopping, whatever you're doing, stay safe. Remember the times that we're dealing in, so stay safe, and yeah, we're gonna cut it short here. From myself, Laker Bryce, all of our LOE fam, we love you. And we thank you guys again. Thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. Appreciate you. I don't take that lightly at all. So thank you. Appreciate all of you. And we're going to get out of here, but we're going to get out of here with another clip for you guys to enjoy. This one, it's Mamba, baby. It's Mamba. So we are 4 years to this day, December 18th, 2021. 4 years ago to this day, Kobe Bryant had not one, but two jerseys retired in Staples Center, in the Raptors of Staples Center. He joined all those great names up there, Magic and Shaq and everybody else up there, Kareem and Jerry West and all those jerseys up there. He joined them. I know I'm missing some names, but all those guys he joined. His jerseys were raised up. Not one, but two. I said not one, but two. Who they got two jerseys hanging in the Raptors? Kobe Bean Bryant. That's who. So yes, 4 years ago, that happened 4 years ago. Kobe was back at Staples Center, and they raised his jerseys. So here we are celebrating that 4 years later. So that's what we're going to get out of here tonight on. That clip, again, it hasn't been a live with the best of news. We talked about AD. We talked about the Lakers' struggles. We talked about everybody on the protocol list. We talked about the Lakers' loss last night. Hey, but we going out with a bang. IT cheered us up a little bit. Now, Kobe, Mamba, do your thing, baby. Mamba forever. Mamba mentality. We love you, Mamba. Rest in peace, Mamba. Rest in peace, Gigi. Mamba. Take us out. We love you guys. Again, purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It's Lakers over everything. Peace. Much love to you. We'll catch you in the next one. Lakers at Chicago Bulls tomorrow. Let's get this W, baby. Let's get this W. Hey, Lakers over everything. We out.
Where number 8 and number 24 will hang forever as we honor one of our Lakers greats, Kobe Bryant.
What up, Lakers fam?
Laker fans!
Let's go, Lakers!
Let's go!
We ballin'. But it's purple, hard as well, baby. We ballin'. Ain't nobody in the world that can stop us.
LA, I got us. Who with me? Let's roll.
Oh yeah, you already know.
You know what they yell when they see me?
Hurling go.
This is Dying's on my way to the
Slam dunk.
Gonna hate her like who
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Champions of the spot. Watch how they watch us. Meet me at the top.
LA, baby.
Nah, we ain't gon' stop. LA be like, Lakers fans like.